guys, it's Kat. I'm here for your weekly update this week. Chuck's on vacation, so instead of being behind the camera, I'm going to be in front of it. We're doing things a little bit different this week, just the beginning of the video. This morning, Chuck had a friend of his who lives in Germany send him a video to basically say hi to everybody here at Fishy Business. His name is Heiko Blair. I don't know if you guys have heard of him, but he is like the godfather of aquarium keeping. He was born in 1944 in Germany. His mom moved him at the age of 4 to, I think it was West Africa, to go on like a 2-year expedition. And when he was like 7, she moved him down to South America. And they were like living with natives and stuff in South America, discovering fish and plants and tons of cool stuff. They did that for a few years. Ended up settling in Brazil at some point in his teenage years, where they worked at a fish breeding farm, which was like unheard of then, and it was like a plant nursery as well, and they were exporting and doing lots of cool stuff. He ended up, when he was 18 years old, going to the university, or I think it was the University of South Florida in the United States, studying everything from ichthyology to biology, parasitology, oceanography, tons of stuff. And then once he graduated, he started up his own exporting business, Aquarium Rio. I had to remember the name of it. It was out of Rio de Janeiro. By the end of that year, he was able to introduce the first fish to the hobby that was ever named after him, and that was the rummy-nosed tetra, which is cool because it's a super awesome fish that people today still love, and we're now breeding, and you know, it's one of the most sought-after tetras in the hobby. He also has the dwarf snakehead is named after him. The ember tetra is actually named after his mom. He introduced Bosemani rainbows and Ultima angels and tons of fish to this hobby. So super cool that he sent us here at Fishy Business a video, and we just wanted to share it with you guys so you guys could check it out as well. If you haven't looked into Heiko Blair before, please do. He's written books. He's a phenomenal guy with a great story, and just a wealth of knowledge. So make sure you check him out, and let's go take a look at his video.
Hello, Fishy Business, Caleb, how are you? I'm sending you the best regards from Germany, from Klaus' house. I had a beautiful evening, beautiful day, and it was very fantastic here in Baden-Baden. It's a very beautiful city. I think you have heard of it or know it. You should come one day, and I should visit you one day. I will. Next time when I'm invited for conferences, I will stop by. I wish you all the best, health and happiness, and keep smiling always. Thank you.
All right, so how cool was that? Thank you to Heiko Blair for sending that over. Just super awesome. So we're gonna get onto the fish here in just a second, but I do want to let you guys know we had so many tanks come in this week, like so many. I've got 4 drilled 180s that walked in the door yesterday. Come buy them, please. We need room to put tanks out on the floor, and I need you to come buy some tanks. It is the time of year. It is an awesome time to buy tanks because we have tons of fish and tons of plants, tons of coral, and tons of stuff to fill these tanks with. So come in and check them out. I've got tons of different sizes for you guys to choose from. But yeah, let's go take a look at Kevin and Reagan's fish picks for the week.
Hello everyone, welcome to the saltwater portion of this week's weekly update. I have some cool fish I'm going to show you, and some inverts that I'm going to show you as well. I usually don't show you those, but I have some this week that I wanted to point out. I'm standing in front of our reef tanks because we got in a huge coral order this morning. Some smaller frags, but a lot of them are like decent sized colonies that we don't get in a whole lot. So there will be a Facebook post, right? There will be a Facebook post of all these cool colonies and different corals that we got in today. So keep your eyes peeled for that so that you can come in and get some of these cool colonies. It's gonna be getting put away any minute now, so definitely come in and check those out. So now, let's go take a look at my saltwater fish. All right, so first on the list is one of the most popular fish in the aquarium hobby. This is your clown trigger. So clown triggers can be more aggressive because they are a trigger, and they do eat your inverts, your crab, your snails, and your shrimp. Even so, they are still very popular because of their coloration and that pattern of the white polka dots on their belly. in the yellow and black spotting pattern on the top of their head, right before their dorsal, and their bright yellow lips. Clown triggers work very well in fouler tanks, so your fish-only fish tanks with bigger, more predatory fish, as these guys can be pretty aggressive the bigger they get, and they will get about a foot in length. So big tanks for these guys as well. They love meaty foods like the LRS Chunky with the bigger meaty pieces, as well as your clams on the half shell to help them wear down their ever-growing teeth. Clown triggers are definitely one of the most striking fish that you could possibly ever own or see in the ocean or in your fish tank. So if you're looking for a awesome showstopper at a really good size that can fit in most sides of aquariums right now, God, I'm sorry, I'm just gazing at his beauty. Definitely come down and check out the awesome clown trigger. Up next is my favorite type of basslet. These are the chalk basslets. So basslets in general can be more aggressive. You can't keep them together, but your chalk basslet is my favorite because they don't get big. They are not a mean fish, and you can keep them together with other chalk basslets. They're a great little fish, awesome for reef tanks. You can put a bunch of them in. They don't necessarily school together by any means, but they do kind of group up occasionally in your tank. They're fantastic to get a group of, to throw in a reef tank. They're gonna be zipping in and out of the rocks. They're gonna add a lot of activity. They are a very hardy fish as well. They do very well in any type of tank. They're just a beautiful, underrated, pink and red little fish that is just awesome and has a lot of personality with them as well. They have a wonderful price point too. They are carnivores, PE mysis, brine shrimp, things like that. They are so underrated. These are a beautiful little fish, and I love them very much. Alrighty, so I got some more yellow mimic tangs in for you guys. These have been a very popular fish here at Fishy Business for a while now. They do have that awesome yellow, mustard yellow color on their bodies, the beautiful ombre of the darkish colored and the bright yellow on their fins and their tail. Yellow mimic tangs are a great addition to a reef tank because they are deemed reef compatible. They add a lot of color, activity, and these guys are actually pretty peaceful. They're not a very mean tang, so you can keep these guys with other tangs most of the time without any aggression issues whatsoever. As you can see, he is in here with a beautiful sailfin tang, also very hardy, one of the best tangs and fish you can put in your reef system as well. They work well together because sailfins in general are not a super mean tang either. Both of them are going to be very active. Both of them are reef compatible, and they will do a awesome job. Your yellow mimic tang too will occasionally eat some algae off your rocks, so he's even a hard worker for you as well. These two fish have an excellent price point. They are very hardy, and they do a lot for you in your tank. So if you're looking to add some tangs to your reef tank and want some that can work well together, the yellow mimic and the sailfin tang are an excellent addition. So here is an adorable little Citron Gobi. These guys are very similar to the clown gobies in that they kind of just perch around and hang out and be super cute and super beautiful. They are a definite great fish for a reef tank. They are extremely peaceful. Let's see, sorry, it's a little dirty. They are extremely peaceful, have a lot of color, a lot of personality, look like a cute little character. And you can keep, as long as your tank is big enough, you can keep multiple ones together. You will occasionally see some aggression with these guys if the tank is too small for them to have their own territories. But if you have a bigger tank, you can get multiple ones, and they do, what's super cute is they'll actually attach themselves like to the front of the glass. It looks like they're made of Velcro and will literally just attach to the sides of your tank, which is super adorable. But these guys are excellent. I don't get them in very often because I don't always have the opportunity to order them in very often. They have that beautiful yellow color with the highlighted blue on their top parts of their body as well as on their gills and their eyes. A definite awesome choice for a peaceful community reef tank. Okay, so I'm gonna point out an invert, and this thing is kind of creepy. It's very spider-like. This is a Sally Lightfoot crab. So I've got a couple different Sally Lightfoots in here at varying sizes. So Sally Lightfoot crabs are incredible at eating algae off of rocks. They will eat all of it, they will mow it down. They are also incredible at eating detritus. So your fish waste, your poop and things like that that come from your fish and leftover wasted food, they will gobble that up as well. Now, if you're thinking, Reagan, these guys look mean, like they would eat my fish, you would be correct. Sally Lightfoots, when they're small, can't do really any harm to any fish when they're small, but these guys can get super big. These guys are a decent size. I wouldn't put them in a tank with small gobies and blennies and things like that. Definitely a crab that I would put in tanks with bigger fish that are quicker and can get out of the way. But if you have big fish and you still have algae and you need something to help eat that, or you need something to eat the leftover waste on the bottom of your tank, your Sally Lightfoot crabs are gonna be an excellent choice because they are going to absolutely demolish your algae and that extra detritus waste. I have not had regular firefish in a very long time, but I finally decided to order some more. So firefish are a goby and they do work well in schools as long as your tank is big enough. The biggest issue a lot of people make, or biggest mistake people make, I should say, with firefish is trying to put a big school of them in a tank that is too small. These guys do need their own territories. They do need their own hidey holes in the rock to make sure that they don't fight or have aggression. If the tank's too small and they don't have their own space or hiding holes in the rock, they will fight with each other, and then some will lose actually that really nice top dorsal that does move around in the water. So just make sure your tank's big enough for the amount of firefish that you want to keep. But these guys are pretty peaceful when it comes to their suitability with other fish. They are very peaceful. They're not ever going to start a fight with any other fish. And these guys are beautiful. They look very different than a lot of your other fish because of that high dorsal and that beautiful ombre of the red to white on the front, the yellow head, and the purple eye. Firefish add a lot of personality and activity to your tank. Wonderful for reef tanks, community peaceful reef tanks. These guys are also, they don't get very big. They're a smaller fish. Some people even classify them as a nano fish. So even some of your small nano tanks can easily fit a firefish in there. They're just a super cool and different, unique type of fish that if you're looking to add some super neat coloration and body shape to your peaceful community reef tank, your firefish gobies are going to be top of the list. All right, so I got in some more chocolate chip starfish. These are one of the most popular starfish to have inside of your home aquarium, not only because of their cute name of being a chocolate chip starfish. Oh my goodness, look how he's moving pretty quick here today. But also because of their coloration. These guys do vary in coloration depending on the specific individual. This one has pretty perfect coloring with the light colored yellowish tan body, and then the dark colored raised spots that look like chocolate chips, where it's actually how he gets his name based off of his coloration. So these guys do have little tube feet, and I'll zoom in so you can watch them. And that's how he moves across the sand, is with those little feet. Now, chocolate chip starfish can get a decent size, so definitely not one to put long term into smaller tanks. They are slow growers, so if you get a small enough one for your small tank, you'll be able to keep them in there for a while, but long term he will need a bigger tank. And this guy is not deemed a reef safe or reef compatible. If he wants to, and he crawls across some of your coral if you have any, and he wants to eat it, he's going to, for sure. The way starfish eat is they crawl on top of what they want, and then they just release their stomachs out of their mouths on the bottoms of their body and just lay their stomach on whatever they want to eat, and then their stomach sucks back in with their food. So definitely a fish only tank for him. Don't want him to eat any of your nice, expensive, pretty coral. But other than that, Fowler tanks, he is an excellent choice. And this guy is booking it across the tank. I'll let you guys look some more at his little tubes on his feet. Starfish are just super cool, and this one is a truly just spectacular specimen.
Hi, it's Kevin. We got a lot of cool stuff in this week for freshwater fish. Got a lot of cool and exciting things I haven't had in for a while. So let's take a look at it. This cool little oddball is a black ghost knife. They usually do best with large community fish and nothing that's going to nip at them. They must be kept individually from each other because they will fight each other if you put them together. They do get rather large. They can get over a foot long. I may have done the Pandagaras last week, I don't remember, but this batch of Pandagaras came in like twice the size of the ones last week. They look big, they're great looking. I would definitely consider this for a planted tank. They're awesome algae eaters in a planted tank. We got in some really nice looking Melanistis cories. They would be an excellent scavenger for any community tank. Any cory cat always does best if you got them in a group of at least 3, preferably 5 or more, so they can school. We got in some really cool looking chocolate zebra plecostomus. These guys have got very striking patterns to them. They would be very good in a community tank. They are a pretty good algae eater, but they also need to definitely have some driftwood in the tank to munch on as well. Supplement their diet with algae eater pellets. I got in an awesome selection of glowfish. These guys, there's a lot of misinformation out there about these guys. They are genetically modified fish derived from white skirt tetras or zebra danios or even sharks. I actually have some albino rainbow sharks that are glowfish as well. These guys are enhanced from a hormone from a sea anemone or a jellyfish depending on the color, and the offspring turn out this color. They are not dyed or dye injected. I do boycott those fish. I do not carry dye or dye injected fish. I got in some of the cutest little dumplings. I got in some Ranchu lion heads. The Ranchu lion head is a more compact bodied lion head. These guys are just too cute for words. They really are. They look like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man in the face. The black moors I got in this week came in nice size and nice body shape and great color. One of my personal favorite goldfish. We got in some Geophagus. These are the redhead tapajos. These guys get about 6 to 8 inches max size. They are beautiful. One of my personal favorite fish in the store. Geophagus are a South American cichlid, but do not put them in the same category as your bloodthirsty demons like your red devils and your Jack Dempseys and whatnot. These guys are gentle giants and they will mix in with large community fish no problem. We got in some nice looking clown loaches. Clown loaches are an excellent scavenger for any community tank containing larger community fish. They don't usually eat small fish, although I wouldn't put it past them to eat something about the size of a small neon or something, although I've seen them commonly kept with those. They do get rather large. They get over 8 inches long, so make sure you have a tank large enough to sustain them. They're excellent for snail control. Got in some nice looking albino Osphronemus gouramis. These are the 2 giant gouramis. They will get 24 inches plus. Yes, you heard me, 24 inches or bigger, and it is a gourami. It's the largest type of gourami. I've actually seen a few that were actually in excess of 24 inches in my career. Also in the same tank, I'll bring your eyes down here. I got some cute little baby fire eels. Fire eels are another one that gets super huge. They are the largest variety of spiny eel that we commonly carry. They can get in excess of 3 feet. Yes, you heard me, 3 feet. I know Kevin always showcases his beautiful peacock cichlids, but they are beautiful. This is an exceptional looking batch. This is actually a small medium size, really good size to start out a new established cichlid tank. Got a wide range of colors. We've got some sunshines, we've got some OBs, some Jacob Fabergii, and several other types in there. This is one of my favorite African cichlids. These I've not had in quite some time. They haven't been available readily since COVID, but now we have them. These are Rhodesii. They are a beautiful cichlid. They would do very well with peacocks or with smaller Mabuna species possibly. They're a Lake Malawi cichlid. They like the same water quality as all your other African cichlids and will blend in nicely. I haven't had these guys in a while. These are threadfin rainbows. They do get up to about 2 inches or so, but that does not include the long fins on them. They're indigenous to Australia and New Guinea. Beautiful fish, excellent addition to any community aquarium.
All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, leave us a comment if there's anything you want to see in next week's video. We are getting a plant order in tomorrow and a huge plant order in next Thursday. So make sure you come by and check those out. Got some cool stuff coming in you guys haven't probably seen in a while. So thank you so much, and we'll see you next week.